Hey guys, I'm Mike and I'm an illustrator, and today we're going to be working with the 3D tool, 3D landscape painting tool, Flowscape, to help give me ideas and build out a church background for a Daredevil print. Now this is a super novel use for this program. I am a two-dimensional artist, but I use ZBrush and all kinds of 3D tools to make cool stuff. So I've got a running list of things I want to try and use this program for. And hopefully if people enjoy this video, tell me and I'll show you more uses of this program. It's $10. Nobody's paying me to do this. You can go to the Flowscape subreddit at r/Flowscape and get the link. I think it's flowscape.io, and the developer does this in his part-time and he's adding features, and hopefully one day there will be a way of importing meshes, which will make this tool bananas. Someone's going to make a comic book or something really awesome with it, if that's the case. Maybe that will be this guy. So, in 10 days, I'm going to be doing Florida SuperCon. It is June 24th as I record this. I probably won't post it until tomorrow. And I don't have a Daredevil print. I get asked more often than anything to draw Daredevil, but I've never made a print of him for some reason. So we're going to make something completely savage and AAA quality. If I had to show you, I want it to be really dark and moody, and I have this idea where there's this big stained glass background and maybe he's perched on something. I'm not sure. I've seen a couple sort of, he's often depicted inside churches. So I guess, and I've seen some artists really do cool takes on it, and I'm going to try and turn this one up to 11 and see what we can do. In terms of tonality, I want it to be very dark and brooding and evocative, and I'm going to have like an expressionist use of color. So I'll show you kind of where I'm at. I thought about doing a whole series of these. Comic realism. I thought it was here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So I thought about doing the Kingpin behind and then Daredevil sitting down, but it doesn't really work. Like Batman I started painting it and I'm like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. How is the giant Kingpin going to sneak up on the guy who can see without eyes because he hears so well? Like, you can't sneak up on Daredevil. It was the worst idea ever. Put like 2 hours into it, and I'm like, wait, what are you doing? I get that you want like a little motif of print, but let's make them make a little sense, because you nerds will savage me. Someone would have caught that, and I've done dumb stuff like that before, and I'll do dumb stuff like that in the future. I'm a painter, not a genius. So let's make a cathedral. I'm not going to. This isn't a tutorial for this thing, so if I move kind of fast, it's because I don't want this to take 8 hours. But if you have questions, put them in the comments below, or, DM me on Instagram or whatever you like. I'm not hard to get a hold of. So, this program, if I can get inside of it, is like a big digital sandbox, and it has all these landscape designs that you can kind of start just dropping in all these pre-rendered meshes. Like here. See, and you can kind of build these little designs, and then you can go into the camera setting and you can change the FOV, you can rotate the sky, you can change the sky, you can add a bunch of lens flare, you can do all kinds of cool stuff to just build quick scenes. I think you can just in that few seconds, you can see how it might be really useful if you have some zoomed out establishing shot. You could really sort of build it in this thing and then do kind of an overpaint. You could build the right shapes that you want, and then either just use the file as a reference, or you can, because you could just get so much done that you don't have to think about, and will really, really, really make life easier. establishing a light source. It can improve the quality of your work. Like, I love this program for two-dimensional art, even though you don't really use the assets. And I promise I will make more videos in the future, but we're not going to use it for any of the things it's intended for. One of the features is it has all these buildings. It has sort of these Germanic, European sort of, I don't know, is this Tudor style? Maybe it's vaguely Tudor style. It's got some Japanese style buildings. It's got a bunch of these. It kind of warped fantasy slash, it's like an element of a whimsy cartoon mixed with sort of European architecture. Something you might find in a quaint little town in Bavaria to this day. And then there's some more medieval kind of Dungeons and Dragons type. The Dungeons and Dragons community, I think, has embraced this program for a variety of reasons. But I am going to art with it. So, what I want to do with this thing is grab some sort of cathedral-y shape. And you can scale and warp all these elements and move them around as you like. I'm just looking for something that's got kind of a stained glass backdrop. And I can paint in a stained glass backdrop all I want, but I can bring all this lighting in through the window. That's close. Ah, yeah. Let's try this one. So there's some holes in there that I'm going to want to plug with walls so that the light doesn't come through. But I do like how the light comes through. All right, let's grab this, and what we need to do is scale it. That's this bottom one. And how big do we want this thing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. Just go about this big. Oh. I'm not totally familiar with this program. I've used it a bit. So now we've got like an inner building, and I can build all kinds of stuff here and kind of figure out and bring light through here. What's really cool is that I can change the, well, first of all, let's change the sky. We want it to be something a little bit more ominous for sure, right? Something like this. And whatever's coming through the backdrop here, I mean, this is all going to get painted. I do need to illuminate the inside a little bit more. Maybe the best thing to do would be something like this, and then change the temperature. What is it? Oh, so it's got a vignette feature where I can sort of black out the sides. I'm not completely familiar with this thing, if I haven't said that 9 times yet. Alright, so let's have the light coming there. Now I wonder if I could move the terrain up and down, maybe? Yeah, I can. So I don't know how that's going to be useful. I was hoping that the building would go with it so that we can sort of move the horizon line, but I'll just work with it for now. If I need to redo it, I can. Alright, so we can increase sun shafts. Let's rotate this, get the... And what I don't necessarily understand is why isn't the sun moving? Ah! I get it. Alright, so now, yeah. So, wherever our Daredevil figure is going to be, he's going to be casting this huge shadow this way, which I like. And I can change the temperature of every... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Right? That's maybe a little too much. Just a little bit. Okay. Want fog? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so I can affect the overall brightness. So I'm affecting just the gamma of what's out here, I think. Well, I don't know if it changes the Let's see. Yeah, so it doesn't actually change the intensity of the sun. That's all done over here. Ah. Okay. This is so cool. Right? Let's see if I can get a better type of ground in here. Or, I mean, it's not going to be natural to begin with. So is there something I can build to build a floor of this thing? Maybe? Whoa. Whoa. I really need a floor. How do I do that? That's... okay. Is this what's... Is this supposed to be flooring? I guess. Okay. I'll move these after the fact. Actually, I could probably just set it directly on top here, I bet. Yeah. Okay. If I just move this one. That way? Oh, cool. Okay. So now I have something resembling floor. You know, we're going to be zoomed in. Now I need a backdrop. Maybe there's some other kind of designy thing just to get my wheels turning that I can put back there and then scale down. Or maybe not. You see, you've already created like a vibe and colors that I can grab in Photoshop and all of that. You know, I don't know that this thing is going to save time, but it certainly seems to give the illusion that it's going to improve the quality of my work. Put one there, one there, and then we'll scale these as we need to. I'm sure that I can move these faster or at some point. Okay, so I need to use the move tool, and I need to grab this thing and move it this way. I wonder if I can copy paste. Didn't I set another one over here somewhere? I thought I did. Oh, they're right on top of each other. Okay. Let's move you not down. Actually, yeah. You can toggle water on and off. See how that looks. Just get them symmetrical. Fly through all this. Ooh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go up. Ooh, wire. There are a lot of things about this program that I would complain about if it was like not $10, but for $10 it's so amazing. It's like $10 for life. One there. Let's see how this looks. I'm just trying to give myself ideas, like a scaffolding to build on. Oh, you click and hold. How was I doing it without holding? I don't have any idea. Just trying to give myself something to build on. The texture quality is pretty good. I mean, maybe you'd be able to photo bash some of this stuff in. I don't know. But I'm not going to worry about that. I don't think. So we can't elongate this. Okay. Let's just start imagining. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah. Be nice if you could tie all these things together so you could grab them all at the same time, but I don't think that that's possible. Okay. Spacebar toggles this side thing on and off. So do we want to do this straight on? We have to imagine this as an 11 by 17. So it's going to be tall and skinny because I need an 11 by 17 in my display. It's really just focusing on this area. Don't know what we're going to get in terms of. So, I mean, this would be kind of cool if Daredevil was facing, he was looking down, and we saw his shoulder across here, this light was coming through, and then we had just crazy stained glass coming up here. That could be a cool shot. I don't know if I really want to do it symmetrically or offset. I like the idea of the camera being super low, though. A lot of people have trouble drawing the upshot. I don't. I actually have more trouble when the camera is placed high, but we need an element of drama and of Daredevil. You know, it's that low angle really gives you a kind of. It's like the psychology of speaking to a tall person who seems like they have more authority, and you really want Daredevil to seem. Looming over you powerfully. And we're not going to get the floor though, which stinks. Let's see what we can get these bright red pops on the floor. If we did something like this, I guess. The camera's approximately shin height. He is about this tall, so that's kind of a small frame. I think if it was something like this, we could place him really close to the camera, so he was eating up, like if this is the 11 by 17, he could be eating up this much. We'd have all this stained glass, black most of this out, we'd have some architectural elements here, and I could fill this space in with stained glass. So we can go to the camera, I can change the focal distance, which isn't super important. I don't know why I have the aperture all the way open. I don't really want any blue matte. The values look okay. It looks kind of dark inside. I think we want some more. Yeah. Wow. You can really, really, really crank up the bounce. This is just basically increasing reflection, it looks like. The sky won't matter, but I should get it light back there. So do we want it high in the sky? Do we want those coming down? That looks pretty cool. Yeah, we can get those reflections on the inside. Yeah. Oh, you can change it from a sun to a moon, but the color stays the same. That's kind of neat. Let's work a little bit more with the sky. Let's see if we can't. And that makes a lot more sense, right? But if that was the case, we need Ooh, the intensity's all the way up. We need ambient light. Not much, just a little, because we're only going to be working right in here. All right. So it took a picture. Sure sounded like it took a picture, right? I don't know if this thing's going to crash. This program also not super stable, but it is $10. So whatever. Oh, that's the recorder. We want this. I don't know where that... Does it save it here? What's today? 6/24. Gonna move me for a second. 11 by 17 at 300 DPI will be plenty. Let's just stick this right in here and see what we got. I'm going to rasterize it to flatten it. My dog is going to shake his head. Say hello to Charlie. Let's see what we got. And we could really get the whole sky in there. I don't really want to. If it was just... See, I'm able to like adjust all these variables before I even start painting. I'm able to like avoid sketching and erasing. And again, I really don't think that this saves any kind of time, but it certainly is going to give me more ideas than I would have had. Right? I think so. What if I did? What if I offset it like this? Maybe brought this up just. Brought in some of that, and then Daredevil was... You can still move this around. It's not... I rasterized the whole thing, so I can still... Oh. My RAM is yelling. I don't know how efficient Flowscape is. So we've got this hard light coming up this way. So Daredevil's going to catch some of those sun shafts coming across so he can kind of be splotchy, which I probably wouldn't have even thought of that. You know, I would have gone with some dramatic top lighting or something, down lighting, but now I have this, oh, maybe this thing is raised way up in the air, and I don't think I ever would have come up with that without using this program. Who knows, maybe. Where's my silhouetter? So I'm just going to do a super... Oh yeah? That's my other dog. Henry. The Weimaraner. The Weimar from Weimar. You know, Weimaraners are actually illegal in Weimar, Germany. Because, well, you have to have a hunting... You have to be a hunter to own one. Just very strange. Nope, don't like that. I mean, we want him to be big, but not so big that he's disconnected from the background. We are looking up, so he could be looking up. And his legs would be huge down here. Is there something there? Nope. I mean, you could just go right down the barrel. You know. Bring him in real close and tight. So do sort of a blood-soaked, whoops. Oh, he could be looking at his hands, and there could be blood. It's really eating up a lot of the background, though. Or we could do him from the side. That's an interesting thought. His gaze could be pointed that way. Ooh, that's sort of an interesting thing, right? Like, here's his chest, and sort of his, and then that's his leg. And then he could be looking down this way, but this is super. He's looking that way. I don't want it to be too overtly Christian. Like, I'm not going to make the whole, I'm going to make it stained glass, but it's not going to read Christian. I mean, you can always just do them from the back and put the little horns. Ooh. I don't hate that. I mean, silhouette kind of sucks, but let's see if there's anything here. This is kind of something I've never seen before, right? Then you don't get the D. You don't get the DD. So what's the point? Right? Yeah, nothing there. All right, we have to have the Daredevil. The Daredevil part of Daredevil is what makes him so devilly. When we do that side thing, then this becomes the centerpiece. And then I have to tell a story with this, which I really don't want to do because it's a lot of work. I mean, if we're an actual comic cover, we could talk about it, but so we have this light over here. I need to face him this way so that the white DD, I can illuminate it no matter what. And then the hard light is over here to give this symmetry. Because it's coming from up over here. And low, I can put windows wherever I want in my imagination, right? Art is so much work, guys. Alright. So. I could actually, if I kept his body right there, I could illuminate that arch sort of artificially. I don't know what hotkey I just hit, but so what if I had his face right here? Let's see how big, maybe about that big. And then like this, and then his little horns. Let's start that over. Let's start with his shoulder. What if his shoulder is right here? back. This. Got the butt. Like this. Okay. The chest. Sort of. This. Kind of zoomed out. But again, no DD. Just leave them open like this. So we can hide that shoulder. We get D, D. I just don't know. Alright, I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to find a pose, and then when I start painting, I will pick it back up. Okay, so we did our layout and completed our sort of design and background in Flowscape, and then I digitally painted and photo bashed in some elements to get this thing. And so this is kind of the basis for my design. I decided to do this traditionally, and so there isn't any video of that. This is actually the next morning, and I'm not really awake yet, but I just thought I'd show you what I did last night. And then this is the piece of art. It's not quite finished yet. I did it a lot higher key, meaning there's not the darkest value isn't black. But you can see that from our original design, what I ended up doing is I took this and I took it into Photoshop and I did find edges, which just created the, and then I sort of erased out the parts that I didn't like or didn't want, and and then I did I basically just started laying in layers of acrylic and gouache back and forth in a way that's sort of hard for me to describe. I do a lot of things very unusually and unconventionally, I suppose. I just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of work instinctually, and this is why I like working traditionally over digitally. It's that I just can do much stranger things, and this has a certain expressionist vibe to it that I've really been keen on lately. So I'll go in there and I'll add a bunch more of the little stained glass bits and whatnot. But as you can see, it's that original layout is there. That whole church thing is there. And none of this stained glass looks like any of the photos that I photo bashed in. And I changed his expression and his horns and kind of left this thick fit looking Daredevil. And I took out his straps. There's a lot more light inside than I intended. And it's not this brooding, dark red thing that I expected. But, you know, that's what happens with art. You just kind of, you know, you feel it out. I guess that's not what my mind wanted to make. And I think this is a super cool thing. And it never would have happened if it weren't for Flowscape. Sure, I would have done some kind of church cathedral-y background, but it wouldn't have looked like this. And I think that's the point of this video, is that try and find unconventional ways to use every digital traditional tool to help you make cool stuff. Because I think this is going to make a great print when I'm done. I still have a few more hours of detailing in the background and kind of getting in there with colored pencil. This stuff really takes a long time, whether you do it, you know, I don't know that I saved any time in this video. This isn't like some miracle button where you can push it and it's like, oh, look, I saved 5 hours. But what it did allow me to do is create something that I wouldn't have otherwise. And I think that that's more important than anything. The just experimentation and novelty aspect of it. Maybe in the future, if people like and want me to do more, I can show you how you certainly can save time, especially in you can use, if you're a concept artist, if you're a designer, if you are a character artist, oh my God, you can just paint in your character and then build a background, and you can Photoshop and photo bash and photo whatever to your heart's content. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do to save huge amounts of time. But in this case, I didn't save any time because this needed to be, I don't want to use the word incredible. It just needed to be super, like if I'm going to take this to a comic convention, it needs to be awesome. Like I don't like putting out prints that I don't think are as good as everyone else's. Nay, better. If I'm going to do Batman, I want to try and do the best Batman that's ever been done. I don't care if Bill Sienkiewicz is right there or whoever, it doesn't matter to me. It's, it's about competition, art in some ways is a meritocracy in some ways. So, I hope that this at least got your wheels turning for other ways to use this program. And I will show you some more in the future, probably. All right. Take care, guys.